The Saints lose another game against the Pittsburgh Steelers up there in the cold, and they lose 20-10 against a rookie quarterback, Kenny Pickett. And this was a tough loss because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Seahawks today in Germany. And this now puts them ahead of the Saints 2 games, and that's going to be tough to overcome. If you want Saints recap videos, come to this channel, the TaeVi Network. If you also want to tune into my score predictions before the game, come to the Instagram at _TaeVisuals and TaeVi Network if you want to drop y'all predictions under the comments that I have. But I predict the Saints will win this game 23-13. The score wasn't off by 3 points by both teams, but it was flipped opposite because the Steelers did a number on the Saints. Offense struggled heavily, and I was on Twitter, and a lot of people are asking where is Jameis, and a lot of people is looking, and the question has come aroused that will Dennis Allen be fired after this game? I wouldn't be shocked if I see some news come out that he'll be fired, but I wouldn't be shocked if he's still the coach next game, because the Saints have no first round pick, and they're now 3-7 and last in the NFC South behind the Carolina Panthers. Yes. That's how bad this season has been. The injuries have been crazy for the Saints, but I'm not going to put that excuse on for nothing. The Saints' bad tackling continued this game. Couldn't stop the run. Couldn't contain. The Saints had, I think, 5 sacks, but all these sacks, they couldn't get any pressure on Kenny Pickett. If you watch the game, the sacks were misleading because the defensive line looked slow. They can't get a quarterback on the ground 2 weeks in a row. They couldn't contain Lamar Jackson. When they got to him, they couldn't get the sacks. And when they got to Kenny Pickett, they couldn't get him on the ground. So, a couple missed opportunities for turnovers with 2 interceptions. The Saints can't turn offenses over anymore. They can't catch interceptions, can't force any fumbles. At least they can't recover any, I'll say. But this was a bad game overall. And Dennis Allen, no matter, I asked this question last week, if the Saints missed the playoffs, will he be one and done? A lot of people say no. A couple people say yeah. But after what I seen today, this team was underwhelming. The Steelers are a bad team. No way you come down there and score 10 points. Offense just very disappointing. I know they had 2 injuries to the offensive line, 2 starters, Andrew Speed and Eric McCoy, but that quarterback sneak by Andy Dalton was pitiful. And they have some quotes by Dennis Allen post-game, and this team, they just seem defeated right now with everything that's going on, and I don't think Dennis Allen should be leading this team because I don't think his resume speaks for it and what he has put out after what Jameis had an interview this week. Jameis had an interview with NFL Network, and he basically said, I'm still not fully healthy. I don't know why they said I was healthy. If they said that, they lied. And he was told that if he played, even if Andy played well, his starting job would be back to him when he came back, and that was a lie. But it looked like Dennis Allen is struggling to get a hold of this team and the Saints team, and I don't think he will last very long if the team keeps up this. But I'm looking at an article. It says Saints head coach wouldn't address quarterback change, but did remark on the team's offense production. Let me catch a quote from him. He said, Allen addressed the lack of offense production, 10 penalties, and a team need for better coaching and performance. Okay, you're going to call yourself on coaching. You've been calling yourself out on coaching every game, every loss, every win. Oh, we have to coach better. Well, when you going to coach better, please? I think we got to coach better and play better. I just think we have to be better in all areas. Duh, I can say that. I'm not even a coach. I think we got to play better and coach better in every area. How vague is that? Where are the inner details? Where are the in-depth details of what you need to be doing better? Where are the reporters are asking them, why is Jameis not in the game? Because Andy Red Rifle Dalton ain't getting it done, and I'm kind of sick of watching this team. It's boring. Watching them on offense, boring. The most excitement I get is watching Alante Taylor and Chris Olave, because everything else is just blah. Like, this is pitiful. Like, Sean Payton gone, Drew Brees gone. I see a lot of people on Twitter talking about Oh, the good old days. That was disappointments as well. Playoff disappointment by disappointment. But let's get to this team. Once again, 3-7. We on the brink of it's looking like a collapse. I'm pretty sure Jameis Winston will be starting next week. And he denied to brushed aside the quarterback change questions. But I wouldn't be shocked if Jameis Winston will be starting next week against the Los Angeles Rams. And I've been advocating for Jameis Winston to start, but I'm not sure Jameis Winston should even want to step into this pit fire. At 3-7 now, you come in, you lose, they go blame it on you. You come in, you win, they ain't gonna blame it on they might give you some credit, but if you lose, they might put all the credit on you. But it's a dumpster fire, man. And Dennis Allen gotta go. It's coming from me. Sorry. We don't want to take nobody's jobs away, but you're not doing a good job. Like, what kind of quote is that? I'm really caught up on this quote. He said, I admitted that the team has offensively digressed. Certainly, I think these last couple of weeks, we probably taken a bit of a step back in terms of production. What are you talking about, Dennis Allen? The games we won while Jameis was out, Taysom Hill ran for 4 touchdowns. Alvin Kamara had 3 touchdowns in one game. Andy Dalton didn't contribute to none of those wins. Except for probably 2 weeks ago against the Raiders, which was a shutout. I would hope he can win a shutout where the defense gives up 0 points. I can hope he can put 7 points on the board. Like, are we ignorant to the fact or illiterate on the coaching staff? They just need a complete wipeout. We don't have no first round pick, so you can't draft a quarterback in the first round. You can't draft anything. So these last few weeks of the league in this season gonna tell a lot about this Saints. Who's gonna be on this team next year? Who won't be on the team? Will Dennis Allen still be a coach? Can he make a late season run? Because the schedule's not bad. They have the Rams, not that good this season. The Browns, not that good. They have Philly. Philly is tough. They have Tampa again, Carolina again, Atlanta again. It's not a tough schedule. So they can still make something happen. But Dennis Allen doesn't give me any confidence that he can make something happen. Andy Dalton is 2-5 at a starter right now. He said, quote by Dennis Allen, I'm not going to get into that right now about the quarterback situation. Danny Dalton's stats on the day was 17 for 27, 174 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. 1 touchdown was off Jarvis Landry's hands. But hey, if Jameis would have threw it, we know what happened. Blame Jameis for that too, so you know how I'm feeling. I'm kind of sick of it right now, so y'all getting a real post. Like, this is one of the first times I've been at home to really do a recap right after the game. Past couple weeks, I've been at the games and not at home, so y'all getting a real reaction from me. On to my guy Alante Taylor and Adebo. They kind of struggle with some penalties, and the Saints got back to being a penalty-riddled team. They had, I believe, how many? They had about, I think, 11 penalties if I'm going right off top, but that was horrible for the Saints. All those penalties, third down, stops, and giving the penalty to the Steelers, giving them first downs. That was bad. But I'm going to say this. If the Saints want to turn their season around, they're going to have to turn teams over on the defensive end. Put pressure on the quarterbacks. The defensive line is underwhelming. I've been saying this all season. They're going to have to overhaul that. Cam Jordan, the only Iron Man on that side, but he's not producing with sacks. I know he's going to be a Saint for life because he's been here, 12 years now? And I can't even think of him being on another team. But, hey, we need to shore up the defensive ends. I love Damian Armando. We got to get him signed back. But we got to shore up them defensive end, get some speed rushers, get some guys who could turn the edge and get to the quarterback quickly. This was a disappointing game. I'm not sure. I don't know who picked Pittsburgh to win this game, but whoever did, they probably hit a good parlay because this is pitiful. The offense, 10 points. Let's look at this offense stats this game because, Lord, that quarterback sneak was pitiful. Sorry. Fourth in the NFC South. Godly. Who would have thought? Let's look at this. The run defense has been shaky back-to-back weeks against the NFC North with the Baltimore Ravens and now the Pittsburgh Steelers running through the Saints. And the Saints lost another offensive tackle as well. I'm doing this right off script, y'all, so bear with me. But Kenny Pickett, let's look at his stat line. 8 carries, 51 yards. 18 for 30 for 200 yards. Let's be 199, but 200. Didn't have to do much. And, yeah, man. But the story of this game is about Dennis Allen, Andy Dalton. Well, it's about Dennis Allen and a QB change. Will a QB change happen? And has Dennis Allen waited too long to make this the QB change? I'm waiting to hear Dennis Allen response to the Jameis comments. Haven't got it yet. But that was from NFL Network, Mike Triplett and Nick Underhill. So y'all go check that out. And also, little detail that happened while the game was going. Before the game, Josh Allen was able to play this week against Minnesota. That was a great game. But with his elbow injury, they say the doctors and the Bills have did intensive work to make sure he's not at further risk to injure his elbow. And Mike Thomas quoted that tweet and said, "This how you supposed to do it, throwing a shot at the Saints medical staff." Because this is his third injury, I believe, in 3 seasons. So Michael Thomas is going to be out for his third season, I believe. So throwing a shot at the Saints is a big question. Will Michael Thomas be a part of the Saints next year? I don't know. I believe he won't be, but if he is, it's because they don't want to take that dead money and dead cap hit. So the Saints have the Rams next week. They've been struggling this season as well. So that should be another, I guess, interesting but boring game. But the Saints haven't been fun to watch this season. And if you have it don't take long for the Saints Twitter to get started. It's for the first play of this game, false start. Really, first play of the game for the Saints, false start. Just so undisciplined. Like it's starting to be like a bag show, a clown show right now. And it's getting unbearable to watch. But overall, y'all let me know, will Dennis Allen make it through this season? And will a coaching change come? Well, will a quarterback change come and a coaching change? And who do y'all want to see to be the coach? Because I know no one wants Dennis Allen to be this coach. I don't care if they make it to the playoffs. Anyway, I don't think nobody wants Dennis Allen to be this coach. People give him the nickname of DA. He ain't getting no nickname from me. You're getting called your full name because that's what you deserve to be called. Address the quarterback issue. Don't run from it. Own up to your decision. Put your pride to the side. Let the reporters know, hey, we're going to be making a quarterback change. This is what we need to do. I think we're going to win some games. We're going to get the offense flowing. Make the change. Don't sit up and say, I'm not going to address that right now. Well, you need to address it soon. And not to say this whole game isn't on Andy Dalton. This whole game is on the offensive production. But the offense has to produce something. Like, sometimes I'm just speechless. But 3-7, last in the NFC South. No first round pick. Y'all can do the math on what y'all think the season gonna be. Y'all know we fans at heart and supporters at heart, but I gotta give it to y'all straight. We still gonna watch the games just because we love a team, but we don't love the product y'all putting out there. Only bright spots I see so far this season was Alante, Chris Olave, Taysom Hill has been somewhat decent, and the D-line needs an overall. We need a backup running back. And I'm thinking some trades will be happening in the offseason or next season if they don't get it turned around. Some big players, some of y'all favorite players will be gone. And we'll talk about that another time. But 3-7, disappointing. I might got to stop wearing jerseys on these recaps because they're so disappointing. But I'm sick of talking about all these losses. It's been 10 weeks, 7 losses. The first win was in a week 1, so we only had two wins in the last 8 weeks. So it's been very depressing, but hey, we'll get through it. Next week, we got the LA Rams. We owe them something for letting the 49ers beat them last year to keep us out of the playoffs, but hey, I can't predict no wins for the Saints no more. So next week on my predictions, y'all might be hearing me predict the loss until we get fully healthy and Marshawn Lattimore back. Where's Marshawn Lattimore? We need him badly. But that's week 10 recap. Like I said, y'all want y'all recaps, come to the TaeVi Network. We got a New Orleans Pelicans show coming soon as well if y'all love the Pelicans. And for the score predictions, come to our Instagram once again, TaeVi Network and _TaeVisuals. I'm out. Dennis Allen got to be dealt with by Mickey Loomis. Handle your business. Y'all know what got to go on. We need another coach ASAP.